Jumanji! Seriously, come on. See you in a second, guys. Right, let's get started. Hey guys, welcome back to Original Love, and today we're going to be reviewing the next part of the Jumanji saga. We're going to be reviewing Jumanji Next Level. It's obviously very similar to the last movie, but we find out that the characters go back into the game to try and save Spencer this time. And they've gone back into the game, but the game has completely changed, and they've got two new people with them. And the two new people were Milo, who's played by Danny Glover, and Eddie, who is played by Danny DeVito. And they've been sucked into the game too. Now, this time they're not all the same character. They keep swapping bodies and they keep changing characters. The game is slightly broken, so the game has been changed. The game has whole new challenges. Milo and Eddie have come into this game. They don't know where they are. They have no clue that it's a game, are so confused they think it's real life, asking all these silly questions, then they forget they've asked the questions, so they ask those questions again. They don't know what they had for lunch. Like, it's that kind of vibe from those two, and it makes the other characters' journey a lot more difficult because they're discovering their powers. For instance, Eddie as Greystone starts a fight with about 40 different people, and then ends up getting everyone killed. Going through these missions with Milo and Eddie takes the toll on the rest of the group, and they lose lives. I'm going to say it's probably just as good as the last one. Like, if you don't like some of these actors, for instance, like you don't like the comedy aspect of some of these actors and you find it a bit silly, it's going to be how you feel about this film as well. So you get a similar aspect from the last film, but a whole different gameplay, if you want to call it that, and story in it, and challenges that they have to overcome. But as well as the comedy aspect, you also get the emotional side of things as well. So spoiler alert for anybody that is wanting to watch this film, I would skip past this bit maybe, or just tune off for a second, turn your volume down. So basically at the end of the film, everyone has a little few heart-to-hearts in the film, and it turns out that Danny DeVito's character Eddie, who was pissed off at Milo at the beginning, who's played by Danny Glover, they kind of reunite because the only reason that Milo has come back to see Eddie is because Milo is very ill, and we have this connection between the two characters, and it's between Dwayne Johnson's Greystone and Kevin Hart's Mouse. For them to portray emotion but playing someone else's character and not playing it like, because when you're an actor, you're acting at almost giving a part of you to the piece, but they were actually giving a part of Danny DeVito and Danny Glover, and they're actually giving a piece of them through it as well. So they're kind of giving. It's just crazy how they're giving that emotion as well, which is really great. Which made it a little bit different from last time. Last time it wasn't too emotional. Each character has all their abilities. All their abilities are the same, but slightly different. So obviously when the character hits their chest like that, something's going to pop up there, and it tells them their pros. Tells them their skills and their weaknesses. Greystone this time has a new weakness, which is Switchblade, which is the guy that blows him up with the rocket launcher. Shelley Oberon, his new skill, if you will, is geometry, so that helps him get across that bridges with all the baboons, which aren't baboons, but I can't remember exactly what monkey it is, but you'll find out if you watch the film. Also, his weaknesses are sand, heat, and endurance. I think that was one of the three of the main ones, and they end up in a desert in the first bit, so you can see where that's going. Next, we're going to go on to talk about the budget. Before I do this, pop a comment in down below just to let me know what you think the budget is before I reveal it now. Because I was surprised when I saw the budget, and also surprised when I saw how much they made off this film. I'll give you a little time. Tap away. Tap, 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 tap. It should be done by now. So the budget was, drumroll. Budget was 125 million. I know, right? 125 million. It sounds, obviously 125 million. If I had 125 million, that would be great. But 125 million for a massive budget film like that, I mean, the CGI in it and visual effects were amazing, and that's not really like where most of the budget goes. I mean, I think Dwayne Johnson got paid $19 million for this, and Kevin Hart got paid $14 million for this. I mean, obviously they earn stuff through endorsements and advertisements and merchandise. They have rights for that as well, probably. But yeah, still 125 million doesn't seem that much. When they made worldwide in the box office, $781 million from 125 budget. That's mental, especially for this day and age anyway. And if you look at something like Avengers Endgame, theirs was about $400 million budget, but then they made $1 billion. They shot in such beautiful locations, and it looked flawlessly with the CGI and visual effects and the actors that are in it. It's such a big cast as well. I just don't get how it was 125 minutes. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Yeah, I thought it was a great film. I thought the acting was tremendous. I have to give it to Kevin Hart though. Kevin Hart, his acting, comedy-wise, is come on leaps and bounds. I mean, any film that Kevin Hart's in, even if it's a really shoddy, rubbish film, you can always look at him going, "You're doing a great job, mate. It's just the rest of the film's a bit crap." Yeah, so Kevin Hart, he obviously does all the comedy stuff, but then he also he did really well with the emotional stuff, and also I think he was just the funniest in it this year. He gets my thumbs up. He gets my top actor in this, I believe. And then we're going to go down to looking at someone like Dwayne Johnson, for instance. Like, Dwayne Johnson normally plays all these big characters. He plays all these muscle-bound superheroes, and I know that Dr. Bravestone is a muscle-bound kind of, has no weaknesses sort of character, but he also is at times played by a 70-year-old man, or the Avatar is played by a sort of 20-year-old like young adult, so who's like insecure as well. So he's got two different avenues he had to go down, and I just love to see that Dwayne Johnson's acting is coming on leaps and bounds. He's improved so much since the days of like as he was just coming out of wrestling and going into stuff like Scorpion King, and God, don't watch that film. He's getting better. He's getting really better, and I adore this man. I've always looked up to him. So I'm glad to see that he is progressing. And obviously you got Jack Black. Jack Black, again, amazing, but you know, we were all waiting for him to get Bethany back at the end of the film, and thank God he did, because that just made the comedy skyrocket at the end of the film. I think it was probably because maybe at that point in the film it was dipping a bit, lacking the comedy aspect, so they were like, we were going to give the fans what they want. Jack Black as a teenage girl, which is what everybody wants, right? Karen Gillan, she did a great job. I mean, she's playing the same character. I did like her interpretation of the fiery redhead Ruby Roundhouse. The character Martha was playing that Avatar, and she's not that, which is perfect. So you had all I love from the first one, or the second one I guess, because the first one was the Robin Williams one, but from the second one, I just love all the diversity of the characters. They're playing characters that aren't themselves. I find the whole diversity and versatility of actors and characterizations and stuff like in this film, it's really nice to watch. I'd set your expectations around about sort of midway, maybe even lower that bar, because do that with every film, and then with every film that you watch you'll be surprised, rather than going in with really high expectations which that film might not be able to get to. But for a rating from me, I'm gonna give it 8 or 7.5, I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna give it 8. I enjoyed it. I think but that might be because I'm a bit biased. You might not enjoy this kind of film, but just let me know what you think. Let me know what your rating is. That would be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so I've been Cameron. This has been Original Love Movie Reviews, and I'll see you next time, I guess. See you later, guys.